Welcome to White Bear Stadium. We have Suburban East Conference boys high school soccer for you tonight. Two teams trying to find their way in the early going. Mounds View Mustangs, the visitors, 1-3, taking on the White Bear Lake Bears. The Bears are also 1-3 coming into tonight's game. Jeff Pappas with you with the call. Let's take a look at these teams. White Bear playing its first home game of the season. All four to this date away from home. 3-1 loss at Centennial to start the season, followed by a 5-1 decision at North St. Paul. Then their wins by 2-0 at South St. Paul, and then losing at St. Paul Harding 3-1 on Tuesday. So the Bears very much trying to find their way, coming off a 7-6-4 season last year. They take on a Mounds View team that's had just as much trouble. They've had two games at home. Their opener, a 4-3 loss against St. Paul Central, followed by a 2-1 setback at Rochester Lourdes. Their win is against Duluth East at Mounds View, 5-2 last Tuesday, and then a 1-0 loss at Edina last Thursday puts their mark at 1 win and 3 losses. Looking at these teams from last season, Mounds View 5 wins a year ago, 11 losses and a draw. They have their leading goal scorer from last year back in Everett Wynn. He scored 7 times last year. He's got 2 goals in the 4 games this year, so having that leading scorer is back. Ben Watson leading White Bear in scoring a year ago with 10. He is gone. No other returning player on the Bears had more than 3 last year, so they are still looking for their goal-scoring touch. The Bears are. And they have scored 5 times in their 4 games to this point and have conceded 11. Mounds View have allowed 9 goals and have scored 9, the difference being their 5-goal outburst against Duluth East, which changed things a little bit, and scoring 3 in a losing effort against St. Paul Central. So both of these teams with some work to do. White Bear Lake, just by virtue of the numbers, shipping a few too many, and hoping to fix that tonight in their first game on home turf in the 2025 season. And we're hoping for a good one here tonight. And in goal for White Bear, Cooper Shawls wearing 0 and will now get the national anthem. All right, ready to get this one underway. From White Bear, rainy evening. They're expecting rain off and on throughout the game. A front coming through, but there's associated with that little belts of showers that are half an hour or so apart. We've already had 2 of them go through this afternoon. There's 2 more on the radar to the west, so it looks like we'll be a little bit damp here before this one is over. And, of course, the attendant groups with their umbrellas here, so they'll be just fine. Doesn't look like a lot of lightning or anything like that, just soaking rain coming up. And really no lightning within well over 100 miles here, so it looks like it's going to be all right in that regard. And it's going to be Mounds View to kick off. Ike Snyder was number 7 in the circle, and we're underway here from White Bear Stadium, and the Mustangs have the first possession. Switch over to the left, and then that's headed away at the defense, and White Bear trying to play it ahead, but here's Anthony Kirilov, number 10. And here comes the rain again. Starting to come down hard. Well, the poor ball boys that are out there just standing in the deluge. Here's White Bear getting possession. Played towards the middle there by Caden Gonzalez, freshman. And now loose on the near side, and it's going to wind up rolling into touch, and Mounds View in control. It's Beckett Coons, 21, but they give up the throw, and White Bears' Hector Sendejas throws it in. And again, pressure being placed on the back line by Mounds View in the early going. Bears come back. And as the rain falls, Preston Enright wins possession and goes back to the goalkeeper. Matthew Betty wears 0, as so many goalkeepers do these days. And now Mounds View tries to pick their way down the right. Coons into the middle, and that's stolen away. White Bear with numbers coming back. But it winds up going back into the 18-yard box, and Betty will pick it up and restart for Mounds View. Not much wind. The flag sort of plastered to the pole off to our right. Whichever team handles a wet ball better. An advantage here. And played over to the fullback spot for Sendejas. He plays it ahead, and close marking by Mounds View in midfield. But now Caden Gonzalez plays it ahead for White Bear. Now they'll work it over to the right flank. For a try from there, Graham Newlander. And now Mounds View gains possession and starts down the wing. But the Bears able to head that off at the pass. Ball into the middle, and now a timing play to try to split the channel on the right side. Logan Docken, number 40, holds that one up. Now played over towards the middle. White Bear on the defensive now. Over to the left side for Snyder. And then he's dispossessed, and White Bear tries the right side. Michael Haselman plays it forward, and now White Bear tries to break down the right wing, and there's a good ball through. Looking there for Soamino, and it is headed off by the central defense. Latif Soamino, sophomore forward, just on the edge of that break. Now the ball comes through, and going down to a knee to pick it up is Shawls for White Bear, taking no chances on a wet ground with a wet ball, and then he bombs one downfield. And a race for it there, and Eric Feinberg, 13, winds up going behind for Mounds View, and it'll be a goal kick. Just underway here from White Bear Stadium as the 5th game of the season for both of these teams just begins to play out. Mounds View gets possession on the right, and that's Enright. And it winds up going out of play. White Bear Lake throw by my count 23 seniors on this Mounds View team, which is one of the larger numbers I've ever seen. But they are a experienced group in terms of their age. And now the Mustangs build in midfield. Sean O plays it off to the far side, and that's going to get out of play. And White Bear to restart. Lay off there. And here's Gio Pescasolido playing it off to the left side for Soomimo. And now into the middle and away by the defense is White Bear in the ascendancy here. Go out of play and a throw in for the Bears on the far touchline. Or it appears that a free kick was given instead. Ball in. And a header towards the back post is neatly cut out by the goalkeeper, Betty, who makes the save. And then starts his team back. So set piece from the right wing is dealt with neatly by the Mounds View defense. Now the ball contested at midfield. And that's Kurlov. Go to the left, and now ball down the left wing for the run of O, and that's a nicely played ball. Into the middle for Wynn. And White Bear is able to handle that, and they'll play it back out. Teams testing each other in midfield in the first 10 minutes of this game. And there's a foul and a free kick for Mounds View. Nope. Mustangs, O. Playing to the left, and it's dispossessed. O will then drop it back for Zach Hoyt. We're to the far side, and Mounds View will get some time in the attacking third, and Wynn was upended there by White Bear's Newlander, and there's going to be a free kick. And a chance for Mounds View to put in a set piece from an interesting position. O, wearing the captain's armband, will ready to take it. He's probably 30 yards out from goal as the crow flies. He's on the far side of the field. Maybe a couple of different options here for a free kick. And now O will take it. And he puts it wide. Got it around the wall, but really had no way to put that on goal by doing so, and White Bear gets a goal kick. Shawls through the driving rain to the far side. White Bear wins the first and the second ball, but not able to keep possession. Pass to the left, and that's O on the run, and a nice sliding tackle on the far side by Weston Young. Sophomore knocks it out of play. It'll be a throw for Mounds View. Almost a block tackle, just a safe way to get the ball out of play. O. Out of the right. Goes into the middle, and the carom doesn't find Preston Enright. And White Bear is able to clear the ball to right in front of their bench, where the White Bear Lake tent is obstructing my view. But it's keeping the players dry, and that's the important thing. And it goes out of play in front of the White Bear bench. The Bears throw, and that is Sendejas to take it. Coming up on the first 10 minutes gone in this varsity contest. Bears break down the right, and a volley. And a good shot there by Michael Hasselman as he came up. He was patient, let the ball drop, and then hit it on the half volley. It goes behind for a White Bear corner. First one for either team in the match. And it will be Pescasolido to take it. And guard both posts at the defense. And a slide tackle puts the ball to the near side. Now back into the middle, and it's going to be played back behind another corner. That should be a corner for White Bear, and it is, as the ball was played out by Hoyt. And the Bears will get another try at a set piece from the opposite side of the field. And it's Gonzalez over to take it. Taken short. Gets it back now, first time into the middle, and it goes all the way through to the near side and out of play. And the throw will go to Moundsview on the near side. They make a quick substitution. And now they start on the near side, do the Mustangs, and into the middle. End right for Sean O, and now they'll break out. And they have numbers as they get forward, but they're going to have to hold the ball. Now on the far side, Wynn. He and O like to work together here in the early going, it seems. And a good intervention there by Sendejas knocks the ball away, but only as far as the fullback spot, where Liam Simon plays it ahead, and he's got the ball again. Simon, 22, to the touchline, scoots it ahead, and now the Mustangs will keep it. O in the middle. Got through two, takes a shot, and skies it over the bar. Sean O with a nice diagonal move there to get past one of the midfielders. Challenge the central defense, and then puts it over the bar for a goal kick. Bears in control on the near side. Sendejas right at the touchline. Plays it ahead, and so Amimo will play it back into the defensive half for Moundsview. And again, Moundsview has had the ascendancy for the last few minutes, and they want to throw in front of the Bears bench. And now knocked ahead by Diego Rios for White Bear. Now they'll try the right side. It's a long run on the far side. A lot to ask there for Hasselman, but he's still applying pressure. And now Soamimo wins the ball for White Bear. Right back in. That's going to need to, well, that's a cross-field play by Logan Docken, and it winds up going out of play for a throw-in. You've got the keeper as an option there, but you are double-teamed while in that state, and that allows one of those pressing players to perhaps challenge the goalkeeper. Here's Wynn taking a shot, and that is charged down by Weston Young. Pass for O, knocked away by Pescasolido with a nice stretch. Now a long ball down the left, looking for the run of Soamimo. Keeper is out, and he plays it into touch. And White Bear will get a throw. That's Rios. Now pass too far on the left is going to get out of play. And that throw will go to Moundsview. Now this bout of rain appears to have abated slightly. Mustang throw on the near side, and it's popped up in the air. And now So Mimo going in to try to win the ball in the end line, lost possession, and the Mustangs will switch play to the far side and win all the way back to backtrack there under some pressure, puts it in the middle, and the Bears gain possession. Pass to the left, too much to ask there for Mimo. It goes out of play, and that will be a throw for Mounds View. White Bear has been waiting to make a substitution for a while, I believe. No, that's not. It's one of the coaches. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing through the raindrops myself. So, throw in for Mounds View deep in the defensive third. Now White Bear started to make a substitution. Gonzalez was going to come back on, but the referee says you can't. It's not your throw. Now we're ready to go. Now we're back to live action. And the ball goes immediately out of play. Ball over to the left, and Mounds View is able to win it. And the Bears win it back. Here's Pescascolito with it. Over to the right. Pass too far for Ike Barghini, number 9, a sophomore. By comparison, the Bears, in terms of seniors, they have only 4. Virtually the entire Mounds View team is part of the class of 2025. Now they start down the left. And here's Ole with it. Gets to the edge of the 18 and feeds the left. Back now to Snyder. And there's the shot. And it fizzes wide of the far post. That'll be a goal kick, but a good effort there as Snyder, Zach Hoyt, and Sean O work to set up a scoring chance. Gonzalez back in for White Bear. And Tommy Zhang comes in for the first time from Mounds View. Where's number 2? And it goes out of play on the near side. And a throw in for the Mustangs. Now Rios barges through and winds up at the defense. The Mustangs, they chip it to O on the far side. O plays to the middle, but that's going to be picked off there by Mimo, who tries in, and now the sprawling challenge by the defender Hoyt sees him fall to the wet turf. White Bear trying to play through the middle. They're finding that hard because Mounds will be able to sag 3 players in on the midfield, the center of midfield. Mason Bowler now in for White Bear, wearing 39. And Wynn, after a very brief rest, comes in for Mounds View. Goal kick coming. Now ball over the top is going to come short, looking for Wynn. Got it on the right, and he gets past the sliding challenge of Gonzalez. Now a left-footed shot charged down by Enright. And again, Mounds View controlling in midfield. Now a long ball, and the goalkeeper will come for that. And Betty skies one towards midfield. And again, Mounds View comes away with a second ball, and now to the right side. Kirilov. Ball ahead. Can they catch up to it? Yes. Wynn gets it shy of the byline. And then Enright couldn't handle his pass. And the Bears pick it up. Chance to counter here, perhaps. Long ball well struck down the right. And it's a race for it, but there's 3 white shirts there. And Max Ullman will take it to the far sideline. Now Mounds View starts back as we come up on the halfway mark of the first half. Goalless draw here in our Suburban East Conference matchup. And after a little rest, here comes Zach Hoyt for Mounds View, and coming off is Ike Snyder. Free kick coming for White Bear. And Logan Dokken will take this one. Rios couldn't hold it, and now Mounds View starts to turn and come back on the far side, and that's O. Flips one, tries to go over the top for Wynn, and that one is fumbled, and finally Shawls is able to take it and cradle it back into the midsection. Again, Wynn applying pressure on the left. And Mounds View in possession on the right. Cross comes all the way through to the far side, and O will be able to track it down, and then it goes out of play. He and Stepnick went after it, and it's going to be Mounds View throw. And that's stolen away. Hasselman can't clear completely. Enright. O chips one towards the middle. Headed away by Sendejas, but now Wynn on the right for Mounds View. Cuts to the middle, goes down, and goes out of play. Mounds View was kind of hoping for a penalty there, but did not get one. Now Snyder is back in for Mounds View. And a clearance in traffic there by Gonzalez, and winds up bounding out towards midfield. But again, Mounds View is able to slow it up, and now the Bears break down the near side. Pescascalito plays it towards the middle and then goes down. Again, the referee says play on. Now the Bears control. Rios unable to turn on it. And a foul there as Gonzalez adjudged to a push down Zach Hoyt. So a free kick coming for Mounds View. Free kick taken. And down the left side, it's picked up there by Snyder. Leaves it. Now a chance from the top of the area, and a full stretch effort. Ball was going wide of the post in any event as Kirilov took the shot. And it'll be a goal kick for White Bear. Shawls had most of the angle covered to the right, and the shot missed wide to his right. Lucas Hunziker, number 11, now in for Mounds View. And now here's Wynn. Good play there by Pescascalito to win the ball. Was back down the wing, and that'll wind up back onto the goalkeeper with two forwards pursuing, and the goalkeeper under a little pressure here. Ball over to the left. Good hustle by the White Bear forwards to make that pass into something more of an adventure than they had planned. And now in the middle, that is Michael Quiggle, 15, playing it for Mounds View. Still loose in midfield. Pescascalito again. Out of play. And a throw in for White Bear right in front of the Mounds View bench. Mimo back into the game for White Bear after about a 10-minute rest. Now away by the defense. Good stop there by Gonzalez. A high foot trap wins the ball. Now over to the left. Gonzalez getting plenty of time as a freshman for the Bears' young team. 8 sophomores on the varsity roster in addition to everybody else. Only 5 seniors on it. Bears get possession now on a pass, an angled pass looking for Mason Voller that does not connect. And that's going to wind up being a goal kick as the fullback on that side, Max Ullman, with a nice play to knock it off the attacker and into touch. 14 minutes to go in the first half. So looking for our first goal. Kirilov tries for it and is fouled. Free kick taken quickly by Mounds View. They get the ball down the left. Win. Now the ball out of play. No, excuse me. Played towards the middle. That's what I meant to say, is Voller for White Bear. Tries to beat the first man, and now it goes into touch. And again, it will be Mounds View possession. One on the Bears bench. Free kick. To the top of the area, and there's a shot that will be claimed by the diving goalkeeper Scholes from the boot of Sean O, but all he did there was knock it behind. So it'll be a corner kick for Mounds View there first. Wynn will take. In-swinger with the right foot high into the area. A header by O, and that winds up running behind. Goal kick for White Bear. Goal kick taken, and it's picked up by Kirilov. Oh, I think we finally got a break in the clouds a little bit here, so it'd be nice. Maybe we can dry out a little bit. Seen some of the umbrellas get put away for the time being. As the Bears play up the middle, looking there for Soamimo. He's in a race with 2 defenders, and the goalkeeper is out to play it and saves his defenders. White Bear to throw on the far side. Throw taken short and finally knocked out of play by Pescascalito, and it's off the Mounds View defender, so another throw for White Bear. Hazelman. And we get a whistle. And the referee would like that one taken over again. Pescascalito with a chest trap, and that goes, got a pushing foul here and a free kick coming for White Bear. To be taken by Gonzalez. His teammates far upfield. And Gonzalez puts a almighty boot into it, and it winds up at the top of the area. Play through on the left, just a step short of Voller. And it winds up cleared into touch on the near side. White Bear to throw. Excuse me, they've given that to Mounds View, and I'm not sure why. I mean, clearly they believe it went off a White Bear player, but did not appear from this point of view anyhow. There's Young with it. Bears try to play through the middle. Here's Rios after it, and he can't possess. Mounds View back. Isaiah Wise plays it, number 20. But the Bears able to try to counter right to midfield. Just trying to burst So'omimo back behind the defense. Just over 9 minutes now to go in the first half. Out of play, throw in for White Bear. Barghini comes back into the game for White Bear. A little flick there by Rios that saved the ball from going out of play. And now Mounds View will turn and try to play to the middle, and they get it there. Win after it, and he and O go after the ball. O cuts to the middle, and then works a little wall pass with Snyder. And the Bears there to break it up. Pescascalito in midfield lobs over the top, looking for the run of So'omimo, and he'll get there down the left. Flag stays down. So'omimo cuts back towards the top of the area, looking for space for his right foot, and is not able to control it long enough. And now here's O tracking back deep to take the ball for Mounds View. Very direct now as the ball over the top. And the Mustangs take a shot, and it winds up deflecting off the goalkeeper and behind. Nice work there by Quiggle for Mounds View. And they have won a corner kick for their hard work. Just under 8 minutes now to go in the opening half. We remain goalless here at White Bear Stadium. Left-footed ball. Goalkeeper fumbles. Tried to punch it. Winds up punching it straight down into the ground. So a fumble isn't the right way to put it. He was just trying to punch, but the ball wound up going straight downward. Now on the far side, White Bear's able to play it ahead, and again trying to spring Latif So'omimo back behind the defense. Both teams have turned to a more direct style. And White Bear is going to throw in Weston Young with it. Drying the ball in his shirt. And lobs one into the area. And then he can't control it. Oh, for the Mustangs. Puts on a move, gets loose down the touchline, and lays it ahead. Snyder. But he can't control it. Pescascalito. Back to the right of defense and now into the middle. Rios. Bears holding it. Dokken. Dispossessed by Ike Snyder. And then he tries to go up the middle for his speed burner, Michael Quiggle. And now down the White Bear right, the ball picked up and played into the center of defense, and this is Lucas Hunziker, number 11. He goes back to the goalkeeper, and again, pressure applied as the White Bear press nearly gets to the goalkeeper there. And out of play. And it'll be a Mounds View throw. Bears in possession. Dokken tries to play it ahead, and now here's a run into the middle, so Mimo will not able to reach it. Oh, and the goalkeeper fans on it. It's a gift, and the first goal of the game goes to White Bear. Ike Barghini, and you will not get an easier goal than that. Goalkeeper came out to play it. Betty took a swing and he missed, and Ike Barghini was there with an open goal, and he walks in to score it with exactly 5 minutes remaining on the clock. So goal coming in minute 35, and White Bear leads it 1-0. White Bear breaks out on top. Let's see if Mounds View is able to find an equalizer before halftime now as they win the ball through Kirilov, and now they come right back in with some intent, and the Bears are going to have to find a way to hold them off. They play into touch on the near side, throw in for the Mustangs. And they get another one. Here's O in the middle. Drops it off to the left for Wynn. Now played over for Jacob Sosnowski, number 18. Into the middle. Now here come the Bears back. So Amimo on a counter. And then poked away on a long reach by Hunziker off to the right side. Wynn. Lofts one ahead. Loose in the midfield, and White Bear is able to play that back. Now Dokken to the near side plays it. It winds up going out of play. 3:45 left in the first half, and it is White Bear holding the lead 1-0 on a goal by Barghini at the 35-minute mark. And now Sean O plays it back. Wynn. Gets it back on a return. And now picked up by Snyder. Wynn back to O. Right side, Tommy Zhang. Taken away. So Omimo trying to find some space. Lays off to the right. And it winds up going out of play. Throw in to Mounds View. Less than 3 minutes to play in the first half. Wynn. Directional header picked up there by Quiggle. Nice little step over there by Wise, but we get a whistle. No, we don't either. Excuse me. I thought I saw play slow for a moment there. And now picked up by Rios for White Bear. Long ball. And coming onto it, the goalkeeper, Betty, gets a better effort this time as he puts it towards midfield. Now back into the 18 where it's claimed by Betty, who will restart play. 2 minutes now to go in the first half. Again, just Route 1 stuff from the defense. Header by Rios. And now here's So'omimo down the right side. Pardon me. Plays the ball ahead, and that's going to get out of play for a Mustang throw. As we come up on the last minute of the first half. And the Bears get possession. As we hit the last minute of play. And controlled by Wise for the Mustangs. Now loose at midfield and finally played into the 18 where it will be claimed by the goalkeeper. And Betty will play one, and he wound up hitting a White Bear midfielder right in the mush with it. That was Newlander, and ball goes out of play as we hit the last half minute. Throw-in coming for White Bear. And they'll get one more as Hasselman tried to lob one into the area, put it off a defender and out of play. Last 15 to go. And with 10 seconds to go, played over towards the middle, and the defense will deal with that as Pescascalito unable to control. We get to the end of the first half, and it's a tidy little 1-0 for White Bear at the break as they have the lead on a 35th minute goal from Ike Barghini, the sophomore, and the Bears take a 1-0 lead to a soggy intermission. So we'll be back in about, well, the scoreboard says 12 minutes. We'll hold them to it. As if you're interested, by the way, in advertising on our broadcast tonight, drop an email to sales@RICCImediagroup.com, RICCI mediagroup.com. We've got over 100 live events, White Bear Sports this year. Proud to be your streaming partner, but we need your help. So if you would like to be part of it, drop us a line, and we'll catch you on the flip side here. We're at the break, and White Bear leads it 1-0. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Defenders left in the wake, pass to the right, and that's Fields, and it's onside. Fields starts down the right. Fields going right in. Fields takes the shot, and it's the first goal of the game. It is Linnea Fields, and White Bear has the lead. And again, a good ball on the right. Flag, in this case, the referee's arm stays down, and here's a chance for White Bear. Cutting into the middle, and a left-footed shot that is in the net from Piper Curry, and White Bear goes up 2. White Bear has his nose in front. Pardon me, my goodness. All right, let's try that one again. White Bear has their noses in front here as we're about half a minute away from the start of the second half. They lead Mounds View on a goal by Ike Barghini in the 35th minute on a misplay after goalkeeper Matthew Betty tried to clear the ball, fanned on it here on the wet turf, and Barghini had an open goal and walked it in. And the Bears lead it 1-0 at the break. Next games for these teams. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedules, so we can get them to load up. We'll start with White Bear. To mention, this is their first home game. Then they go right back on the road on Saturday. They're up at Ordine Stadium to take on Duluth East. Then Tuesday, they host Woodbury here, September the 9th. And then on Thursday, they are at Irondale next week to play the Knights. Mounds View returns home next Tuesday night to play Forest Lake. And then they are at Woodbury and Park Center next Thursday and next Saturday. Here we go. Second half is underway. White Bear kicks off, again, leading by a goal. And the ball played ahead, finally off to the near side fullback. It's Hasselman. The rain has stopped for the time being, anyhow. And hopefully it will stay that way as we play the second half. Wet first half, to be sure. And the radar looks fairly clear behind us now, so we might be done with this for the evening. Play in midfield, and the Bears pick it up. It's Barghini trying to work his way through. He has the goal. And a good ball down the right for the run of Beckett Coons for Mounds View. Number 21 tries to cut it back and lost it at the defense. So the Bears are able to play to midfield. A little scoop pass to the right, and that's going to cause commotion. Barghini goes after it, and a good shoulder charge there by Wynn, but he falls, and the ball goes out of play. Throw in awarded to Mounds View. Now played back into the penalty area and knocked out a play into touch by the Bears. So Mounds View substitutes warming up on the near touchline in the corner. And plays it to the middle. And a long clear. Charging in there, Max Ullman for Mounds View. Can't get to it. And now the Bears break, and Barghini just unable to reach that pass on the left. Here's for Mounds View. Tries the channel on the right side for Zach Hoyt. Lays it back, and now down to the corner. Goalkeeper will take it and play it on into touch before it goes out for a corner. Cross squeezed in there and punched over the bar. Enright with a nice effort. And Shawls had it read well, and he just punched it right over the bar, concedes the corner. Might have tried to catch that ball, but with it being wet, I don't want to take any chances. Usually the rule is never punch a ball that you can catch. But the weather might have something to do with that. Out to the top of the area. And a shove. And we've got a penalty awarded, as Enright was shoved to the deck in the penalty area, and that will be a chance from the spot for Everett Wynn. So White Bear concedes a penalty. And Wynn with 2 goals, led them with 7 last season. Mano a mano against Scholl. Sends him the wrong way. Well taken penalty, and the game is tied at 1. And that is in minute number 43. There was a lot of contact on that play. I was looking directly at it through the field glasses and can certainly see why the penalty was awarded. And now it's level, 1-1. Hunziker plays it back to the middle, and then White Bears press forces him to move the ball quickly around the horn and out to midfield. Down the left side for Wynn, fresh off his 3rd goal. Wynn takes the shot, and a sliding save by the goalkeeper Scholes, who knocks it away and behind. So another goal, a corner kick for Mounds View. And Wynn will take it. To the far side, with a header, and on the first bounce, Scholes is able to claim it. Sosnowski playing it ahead on the left. Hunziker. Oh. Now a left-footed ball that sails wide of the post. And behind from Enright, and it will be a goal kick coming for White Bear Lake. 43rd minute penalty by Wynn has the game level at 1. Now Mounds View with some momentum trying to push forward, and it comes to the near side. Left-footed ball ahead by Sosnowski. And White Bear comes away. In midfield, long ball down the left trying to beat the defense over the top. And it's played back to the goalkeeper, and Betty will steer it off to the near side. Wynn working against Stepnick. Here's Sendejas. And the teams battle for it in midfield. Ball played ahead for Diego Rios. And his ball over a little bit too far. And Dokken, after a first touch off his chest, wound up putting the ball in an awkward position, is forced to rush it back, but it winds up a goal kick. Taken on the turf up to the near side. And here's Wynn getting it back. Lays it off. Oh, with a shot. And Scholes makes the stop. Bears haven't had a whole lot to say offensively here in the first 5 minutes or so of the second half, hoping to get that changed. As Moundsview has come out strong, scored a goal from the penalty spot, and now send Wynn in through the channel, and going to be picked up by Scholes. And distributes along the ground to the near side, and White Bear's able to start back. But standing in the way is Sean O, as he has been for a good part of this game. He's played an effective game in midfield for Moundsview. Throw in for the Bears. Oh, once again. Wall pass worked neatly there with Zach Hoyt. Ball into the middle, and the Bears will play it out towards midfield. Running after it there is So Omimo, unable to get to it, and it's going to be out of play and a throw to the Mustangs. Good body use by Sendejas to win the ball, but he puts it in O's path, and the midfielder picks it off. Snyder to O on the near side as he is chased down from behind by Stepnick. But now, turning into attack, Moundsview. Oh, a bit of a heavy touch by Wynn there as he was trying to set himself up at the top of the area, and it goes back to the top of the Moundsview area. The pressure gets onto the goalkeeper, and Moundsview able to handle that for the time being. Enright. And we're going to get a foul. Where's the ball? Played out to midfield. And into touch on the near side. Throw-in will go to White Bear. Excuse me, Moundsview. Let's get the head in the game here. Win. Now Sosnowski. Over to the far side. Good ball on the channel, looking there for Zach Hoyt, but couldn't quite reach it. And Scholes is able to latch on for White Bear. Now, Soomimo will win the ball for White Bear. Ball back to defense and Dokken. Now Hasselman. And then he can't play it past the wing on that side, Wynn, and has to get help from the central defense. Winds up along the near side. Here's O. Cannot play it past Pescascalito, and now he goes down. And that'll be a free kick for White Bear. Over 10 minutes gone in the second half. Half an hour to go and a 1-1 draw. Long, high ball towards the top of the area. And Moundsview will deal with that, but we've got a foul. And it is going to give White Bear a free kick about 25 yards from goal. So the referee will step off 10 yards. It should be easy to spot on the turf. Rios over the ball. Oh, a sprawling stop. Good save there by Betty, as Rios had just enough to get it over the wall and force the goalkeeper to a full-length save to his left. And that is going to be a goal kick for Moundsview, and Betty with a, they did say he was the last to touch it. It's going to be a corner, but boy, that's a real fine stop by Matthew Betty. Pescascalito to take the corner. Far side of the box, and headed away by Hunziker. Bears get possession, though, and play it back to the fullback to try to recycle, and that's going to go out of play on the near side. And a throw in for Moundsview. Long ball ahead. On the left side is Beckett Coons. Turns it, plays it back to midfield, and we're going to get White Bear possession. Barghini in the 35th. For White Bear, win from the penalty spot for Moundsview 3 minutes after the restart, and that's where we stand. 1-1 between two teams that could use a win. Now down the left side, Soomimo is after it, and he is unable to play it past Enright, and it's going to go out of play. Cross to win on the near side. Picked up there by Stepnick, who sticks the foot in. Now Win back to the left. And away by Pescascalito before O can get to it. O, that's off the defense, came right back to him. Top of the area. Tries his luck again. That is deflected high into the air, and Scholes with an easy stop. But Moundsview is really, a nice move on the left by Soomimo, and he plays it ahead, trying to find Barghini, but it's broken up. But Moundsview has dictated play here for most of the second half. We're about 15 minutes into it. They've earned a penalty and have made a couple of other efforts, but fine stop by Betty a few moments ago for Moundsview. Help keep this game 1-1. Sendejas to throw for White Bear Lake. Parker Anderl into the game for White Bear, replacing Dokken. Zendejas' throw flicked on by Rios. Takes it down off the chest and then lays it ahead, but it's too far. Keeper comes out for it and has trouble there and has to play it off to the near side. Boy, it's been anxious work here for the goalkeeper at times, as the White Bear press has really caused some trouble at certain times. Now a ball down the right, and Moundsview streaking after it. Beckett Coons gets there. Leaves it. And that's Preston Enright. Into the middle, goalkeeper comes for it, and no trouble. Throw down the right. And the pass winds up loose at midfield. Marghini trying to get in there for White Bear, and it goes out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Wynn takes it, and they're going to lose possession immediately as it goes out of play. Bears getting possession, and the Moundsview pressure is coming right onto them. And referees awarded a free kick for a trip there against Parker Anderl, and it'll be a free kick for the Bears. Chance to get the ball upfield. And it's picked up by Snyder, who side foots it ahead to midfield. Anderl for White Bear. And now runs right into Max Ullman. Lost the ball. White Bear carries on. Hasselman on the touchline. Tried to thread one through and away by Hunziker. But now back into the area and finally in the hands of Betty. Second ball this time goes to White Bear. And it's played ahead by Hasselman to the right, and the Bears try to break in. Stepnick to the right, and a foul right outside the area. And Maltus comes in for Moundsview. And back in for White Bear. Let's see. Well, Anderl was in, and now actually they've given a throw there, not a foul. And a ball into the area, plucked out by Betty, but that's me. I think there's a foul at the edge of the box. Now Moundsview plays it ahead, and it's away on a long effort by Weston Young, one of the sophomores. And it goes out of play on the far side. Mustangs in possession. Enright feeds to the middle, and now here's Wynn down the left. Wynn taking it right at the defense. Drops it for O. Over to the right. Enright. Left-footed ball in. And he lays it off. Here's O. And he puts it wide. As we come up on the halfway mark of the second half in a 1-1 contest. Now Voller back in for White Bear. And he will replace Barghini, one sophomore for another. Here's Wynn. Trying to squeeze one in, and he puts it past the post on the far side, but did the goalkeeper get a touch on it? He did, and a corner kick is being awarded. Shawls with a diving stop to his left. I think it would have gone wide anyway, but he's got to play the angle, obviously, and he's got to make sure he gets something on it. And it's going to be a corner kick for Mounds View. In-swinger with the left foot, headed down and wide of the goal by Beckett Coons. And that will be a goal kick for White Bear. Mounds View has had the better of the play in the second half. Had her into midfield. Controlled there by Sosnowski. And now Mounds View trying to find a way back down the left. Block tackle and neatly executed there by Parker Anderl. Two-footed slide, which as long as you get the ball is going to be safe. As long as you're not on the player's ankles, you come across him like that and you'll come up with it as often as not. Ball over the top on the left. Goalkeeper out to play it, and he boots it high in the air. Oh, now back to the right. Hasselman for White Bear. Trying to get around the defender on the near side on the touchline. Ball goes out of play. Throw-in will go to the Mustangs. Snyder back in for Mounds View as the ball is knocked into midfield and controlled by the Mustangs. Maltus plays it down the far side, and it's going to wind up played over into the middle, and now a pass up the channel, and trying to break in is Beckett Coons, and it goes over the top, and Coons can't believe it. Goalkeeper came out to play it, Shawls bravely, and winds up knocking the ball over for a corner kick. And Beckett Coons was that close to giving Mounds View the lead. Now the corner will be taken on the near side, and Ike Snyder will put it into play. Mounds View players away from goal, looking to run onto one, and now it's headed away by Logan Dokken. Goal kick for White Bear. They take it very short. We'll play for possession out of the back. Now they switch over to the near side, and here's Anderl. Up the right side, back to him, but again, Mounds View's midfield reading that play, and here's Hasselman losing possession on a throw-in for the Mustangs, taken quickly by Snyder, who gets it back. Bears now pick it up. Pescascalito plays to the middle, and now they might be able to counter, but they can't get the ball past the midfield. And now here's Hoyt. Oh, they try to go over the top. White Bear defense retreats as a unit. Nicely done. And then the ball played over to the right, where it's controlled by Simon for Mounds View. Out of play. And now Simon will throw it in for the Mustangs. Goes down the right. Played into the middle, and now here's Pescascalito with it for White Bear. Again, a long ball up the left. Will be a throw-in for Mounds View. Long clearance for White Bear. And left-footed clearance by Hunziker off balance. Will wind up going into touch on the near side. It's a throw-in for White Bear with just over 15 minutes to play. Rios lost it. Snyder plays it ahead. Ball down the right, looking for Coons. Coons is turned back. Now a left-footed ball into the middle, and here is a chance, and a stinging save there as Maltus put it off the goalkeeper's gloves of Cooper Shawls, who made a stop and then tracked down the rebound. Bears try to break through the channel on the right and are not able to do so as Hasselman got to it but could not play it through. And now they win it back, and they have numbers. White Bear with 4 attackers, pass off to the right, and Hasselman tries to run onto it, but way back there to track back is Everett Wynn, who has been all over the field for Mounds View in this game, now trying to play it past 2 White Bear defenders. And now they come up with a loose ball, and there's a shot that's deflected, and it winds up going behind. It should be a corner kick for White Bear, as Pescascolito with a shot that went off the defense would have wrong-footed the goalkeeper had it been on goal. And White Bear will get a corner kick. Substitutions now. So Omimo's back on for White Bear. And Pescascolito will take the corner kick. Punched away by the goalkeeper, high in the air, and Gonzalez unable to shoot. Ball is retained by White Bear for the time being. Now crashed in from the corner, and Omimo would have been offside. Now it winds up going behind, and that's going to be a goal kick for Mounds View. So Omimo in a good position, but he was about 3 yards offside. .5 minutes left. We get into the very late stages of this one. And Sean O back in after a brief rest. More likely just some tactical instruction with the coaches, as O has run the show in midfield the whole way for Mounds View. And ball played into the area, and that's going to wind up going behind. And it'll be a corner kick for Mounds View. White Bear just trying to keep their lines clear right now. 12:50 to play. As the Mustangs will get a corner kick, it's Ike Snyder to take it. Right-footed towards the front post. Cut out there by Gonzalez. Another entry ball, and that one is played away by Rios. The Bear is able to handle that fairly well. And now Omimo going after a loose ball on the far wing. May the Mustangs backtrack. Ullman plays it. And now a ball in, dealt with the center of defense. And White Bear will try to play it out of the area through Dokken, and it winds up going out of play on the far side. Another throw in for Mounds View. Played by Snyder. Looking on the right there for Maltus. And picked up there by Dokken and played up the wing. Maltus chips one over the top. Now a pass to the left is picked out of there by Hasselman. And White Bear will play it across field. Pescascolito in traffic there. He works with Wynn. The ball goes out of play. And White Bear will get the throw. Or excuse me, they've called a foul there. It's a goal. It's a free kick taken by Caden Gonzalez. Long ball ahead. Rios takes a shot, is off balance and didn't get much on it. Betty's able to make the stop. Long ball to midfield. Win. And now Wynn winds up with the ball on the left. Watched by Pescascolito. Plays it down the wing, and that is going to run towards the corner and finally played out by the Bears for a throw. Hoyt. And Snyder has a collision there right at the edge of the area. White Bear defending frantically here, and they do get the ball out to midfield, relayed by Rios. And it's 1 against 1. Back deep and controlled by Simon for the Mustangs. Just over 10 minutes to go now. White Bear throw. Oh. And that's picked off by Gonzalez. Rios is spun around by Cisnowski. Referee says play on. Pescascalito. So Omimo working against two players. Back to Pescascalito. The channel. Rios. Now. So Omimo goes after it. Gets to the byline, but he's pinned out by two players. Tries to cut along the end line, and the ball... See what they've called here. The ball played back upfield, but... like it's going to be a White Bear corner. It is indeed. Pescascalito will take it with 9:05 to play. And on the far side, your right-footed corner, in-swinger. Top of the area and cleared away. Got to go back down the wing, and now Mounds View is able to get possession of the ball in midfield and play down the wing. The White Bear defense scrambling to get back. It's out of play, and a throw-in for the Mustangs. And it's Ullman to take it. And Enright has the ball now. Heavy touch. Turned back by the Bears. Rios in midfield. Passes to the left looking for the run of Soomimo, and goalkeeper out, and he took out his own defender trying to play the ball away. Loose in midfield. Kupit can't get there for White Bear. And now Mounds View starts back down the right side. Preston Miller playing it into the middle. And now Wynn on the left, who may not have come off all game. Wall pass. And Wynn in traffic there on the left side. Spins away from a couple of defenders. Now gets to the area. Cuts to his left foot. And then takes a shot that Shawls is able to claw behind for a corner. Boy, just good hard work there from Everett Wynn. And he's got a corner kick for his team, which he will take himself. Long kick, and it is flicked on towards goal, and it goes behind for a goal kick. As Maltus had the chance at it for Mounds View. White Bear trying to hang on to a split in the points here, as Mounds View has made it pretty much one-way traffic in the last 15 minutes or so. Ball to the far side, and now played long over the top, and the Bears trying to run onto it, but it winds up back to Betty. Remember, it's on a back pass that they had trouble in the first half. The goalkeeper fan on the ball, and Barghini had an open goal. So Omimo to play it across. Ooh, a hard fall there as Hunziker went after it. Now a shot dragged just wide of the post from Hasselman, and it's going to be a goal kick for Mounds View. Just over 6 minutes now. Bears pick it up. Kupit goes to the right, looking for Rios. First time back across the face, and that is going to land on the far side, but getting there first, Soomimo in the corner, and he plays it out, wins a throw. It's over 5 minutes now to go. And crashing over for it, Weston Young. Into the area. Rios pokes it back to Young. Pescascalito forced around. Plays it back out. Gonzalez at the top. Now over to the right side, and the Bears trying to find a way back in. And looking for Soomimo, but he lost the header. Rios. Poked out of there by Simon. And out of play. White Bear throw. Soomimo trying to the ball out. Can't. Coop it. And now controls for Moundsview and starts out. 4 minutes to go. And into the middle. Referee says play on as Coopet had a coming together with one of the Moundsview midfielders. And now the Bears try to work a quick wall pass down the near side. And Rios is able to get through. Plays it to the channel, looking for the run. And he's got him, Soomimo. And a great chance for the sophomore, and he puts it over the bar. It's about 15 yards out. Had the defense going in the wrong direction and could not put the shot on frame. And it'll be a goal kick for Moundsview with about 3 minutes to go. But White Bears looked much better in the last 5 minutes or so as they look for a winning goal of their own. Snyder. To the middle, Wynn. Tried to play it across, but the Bears are able to get to that, and they scoop it out of play on the near side through Dokken. Goalkeeper out, and there was a lot of contact with there, but he did win the ball, and it's out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Moundsview. Looked at the referee as if to say, well, he took me out, but yes, he did, but he did win the ball. It was a hard tackle, but a fair one. Mustangs in possession. Now here's Hunziker backing onto it. Over to the far side and right. And the Mustangs try again. Left-footed ball. Away at the defense. Follow up, and that goes off the traffic. Here's Wynn, and he puts it wide. Goal kick for White Bear. Under 2 minutes to play. Enright on the right side. Down the wing for Hoyt. Back to Enright. Got past one defender and then lost the ball out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick. So White Bear with a chance to get the ball downfield one more time. 90 seconds to go. Bears look for Soomimo down the left. And he plays it ahead as he was contacted there by Liam Simon. Upfield throw for White Bear with just over a minute left. And they want Weston Young to take it. And the header comes to Pescascalito for White Bear. Now he tries to play it past two. Does. How about three? And the fourth one is the charm as Moundsview is able to pick it up and play up the middle. And a long run there for Hoyt. Flag stays down as Hoyt now lays it off. And into the area is leaves a drop, looking for Wynn, who then uses his body to get space. Plays it to the top of the area. The Bears' defense crashes through, and Dokken is able to clear it with 25 seconds left. Long ball over the top, and the Bears' defense holds firm for the time being. Now a shout for a handball on the far side goes unheeded as Shawls makes a stop at the last moment, and Enright was jumping up and down as we're under 10 seconds to go. He wanted a call for handball and didn't get one. And the ball is at midfield, and there you have it. One. It was Ike Barghini scoring in the 35th for White Bear Lake. And Everett Wynn from the penalty spot for Mounds View in the 43rd minute. And those are our goals for this contest. Both teams go to 1 win, 3 losses, and 1 draw on the season. White Bear is at Duluth East on Saturday, and then home here at White Bear Stadium against Woodbury coming up next Tuesday night. Mounds View is at home against Forest Lake next Tuesday. They get the weekend off. They're at Woodbury Thursday and at Park Center on Saturday. From White Bear Stadium, Jeff Pappas saying thanks for watching. And if you'd like to sponsor our broadcasts here on RICCIMediaGroup.com, give us or drop us an email at sales@RICCIMediaGroup.com. Jeff Pappas saying so long, good night, and we'll see you next time. 1-1, the final score tonight between the Bears and Mounds View. Good night. Defenders left in the wake, pass to the right, and that's Fields. That's onside. Fields starts down the right. Fields going right in. Fields takes the shot, and it's the first goal of the game. It is Linnea Fields, and White Bear has the lead. And again, a good ball on the right. Flag. In this case, the referee's arm stays down, and here's a chance for White Bear. Cutting into the middle, and a left-footed shot. That is in the net from Piper Curry, and White Bear goes up 2. The goal in 52 minutes.